Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're playing with some new ColourPop. They just put out the 90s inspired Plush Like Me eyeshadow palette, as well as a Soul Body shimmering body powder, some lipsticks, and lip pencils. So that's what we played with today to get this look. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. But if you want to see how I got this look using the new collection from ColourPop, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, so the eyes are primed and I have the ColourPop Plush Like Me palette. This is 90s inspired. And can we appreciate the cover of this? It has like velvet on it. I'm a sucker for some nice packaging, and this one is just, I love it. So this is 90s inspired, and it has some taupe shades, chocolates, and some burgundy shades. There are 4 shimmers, and the rest are matte shades. These shimmers are beautiful. So I want to dive into those real quick and swatch them for you because I love shimmer shades and I'm a sucker for swatching them. So this first one is Video Night. This shade is Throwback, and they look very similar, but this second one, Throwback, has more gold in it. Then this shade right here is TLC, and this shade is Knee Highs, which, I mean, TLC, I loved their music. And Knee Highs, I think I only wore knee-high socks once in a while. They were not my favorite fashion sense or fashion style. I wore jeans and like, yeah, I didn't do the skirts and knee-highs or the shorts and knee-highs like a lot of girls did. I would do it once in a while, but it wasn't like my thing. These shade names though, there's Runway, Ironic, Slip Dress, Video Night, Throwback, Velour, TLC, Dep, Girl Band, Knee Highs, Flannel, and Velvet One. There's some names in here that I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. Like Ironic, that was a Alanis Morissette song. Go find it. Alanis Morissette, Ironic. All right, that's the first shade I'm gonna go into right here is Ironic. It's just a very beautiful, like, taupey tan shade. I'm gonna put that in the crease just to give us something to work off of. And I'm just using the Sigma E38. This was from the Sigma and Disney Cinderella collab. This eyeshadow, or this blending brush has been one of my favorites since I used it the first time. It just blends like a dream. I think I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Velour. It's just kind of like a peachy, I wouldn't say brown, but it's on the peachy side. So we'll try that out. Just gonna place it in the crease. And it gives me something to build on because then I'll use one of the burgundy shades. But I don't wanna go super burgundy because I have a lot of lipsticks here. And I kind of want to have like a red lip. Anyone else miss the 90s? I love the music. I will listen to it all the time. But there's so many things that I think about from the 90s that we would do or, you know, were popular. Like, and even then, I still get some of my things from that time frame confused. Some of it was like late 90s into the first millennia. I'm just kind of like, I can't keep track of it. It's also called old age. And I joke about old age, but I get told all the time I'm not that old, and yet sometimes 37 just feels more older, a lot older than it really is. Like, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't all have cell phones back in the 90s. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Velvet One. It's a little bit lighter than Girl Band, but it looks like it has some of those like pinky shades in it, like pinky hues. I'm gonna switch my brush. I'm gonna go into a Laura Lee L19. So in the 90s, I think I started talking about it and then I got distracted. Cell phones were just starting to come out. Like, you didn't really have a cell phone if you didn't need one, but you had pagers. And I know that if my mom paged me and I did not call home in like 5 minutes, I was in trouble. I better have a really good reason as to why I didn't call her back. But you would get paged and then you would go and find a payphone. You would deposit a quarter and call your friends, or there was no texting back. And to begin with, pagers were just a number. Like, you would get a page and it was a number, and then it was like, you'd call that number and be like, hey, you paged me, and then hope that they meant to page you and not somebody else. And then they evolved, and then you could get a message from the pager. So they would call the number, they would leave the message, whoever the operator was transcribed it and sent it to you. So then it was, be home for dinner at this time, or where are you? You're supposed to be home doing your chores. Like, those are the messages, and you're like, oh man, I'm in trouble. Anyone else reminiscing and going, oh my God, the flashbacks? I just think now about how we have cell phones and iPads and laptops and the freedoms we have with our cell phones and stuff. And I'm like, man, if I had a cell phone back in the day, I'd get like a FaceTime yelled at, like, you're in trouble, missy. But I didn't have a cell phone until I was like old enough to drive. So 21 years ago, I think I got my first cell phone at like 15, 22 years ago. And then when I drove, like, I definitely had to have a cell phone. But it was usually like, hey, I'm leaving my friend's house and I'm heading home. If I'm not there in 15 minutes, it's because I got in a car accident. Okay, that's really pretty. It's starting to build. I kind of like how this like peachy shade is giving me some orchid vibes. Now, I think I want to go into this shade Video Night. And I'm gonna put that all over the eye. It was in the 90s, but my first job was actually my first job that wasn't for the family was at Hollywood Video. I remember because we got free rentals all the time. So we got 3 free rentals every night. And the point was, like, they at least wanted you to rent 1 or 2 of the new movies that were coming out, so that when people came in and asked about the movie, you knew what they were talking about. You could recommend it, you could tell them why you recommended it. But it was nice because I always got free movie rentals. I also got free game rentals, and I had friends who were gamers. So that was beneficial. But we would do movie nights all the time. Now they're talking about video nights. That was before DVDs. That was when we had VCRs, and it was a video. It was this big, about that chunky, and you had to put it into the VCR and hope that it didn't eat the tape. It's like a whole thing. Just thinking about the things and like how we're gonna evolve over time, and people are gonna be like, back in my day, and they're talking about DVD players and cell phones. All right, I'm gonna go do this eye, do some base makeup, and I have a highlighter, some lippy sticks, and some, not lippy sticks, lip pencils and lipsticks. So I'll be back for that. Okay, you guys, I'm back, and now we're gonna finish off this under eye. I'm thinking I'm just gonna keep it pretty simple. So I'm gonna go back into the shade Ironic, and then also into Velour, and then drag Velvet 1 underneath. Actually, I just think I'm gonna do Ironic and Velvet 1. I don't think I want the peach underneath the eye. And then Velvet 1, which is that burgundy shade. Hit the outer V and then drag it under. Now for inner corner highlight, brow bone, and highlight, I have Soul Body. This is the Shimmering Body Powder in Catwalk. About to drop it. Sometimes like they just don't want to open. So this shade is Catwalk, which I know fashion shows and everything, but I think of the song Right by Right Side Fred, which is Catwalk. What is it? Too sexy for my shirt? I don't know. There was like a whole thing. Okay, so for inner corner, I'm just gonna grab my L16. This is just kind of like that pinky shade, so I wonder what it's gonna look like as inner corner highlight. It is pretty. The mirror in this is like magnified. It's pretty. It kind of looks just like that shade. All right, and then the brow bone. This has a really pretty like pinky hue, which is transforming the eyeshadow primer because it was very light. It smells fruity. Like I didn't think to smell this, but I kept smelling it. And it kind of smells like pineapple. It's interesting. And it smells good. It's just... Okay, so I did go ahead and swatch the lip liners. This first shade right here is Good and Plenty. The second shade is Over the Liner. That one right there. The next one is Grunge Girl, which is this purpley shade. And then the last one is CD, which is this one right here, which is kind of like a red. Okay, so then we also have the Luxe Blur lipsticks. So this shade is Gen X, which don't mind swatches. Then this one is Kate. That second one. This one is Cryin', which is this third one. We have this one, Banty, which I think it broke. It looks like it came out of the tube and then smashed into the lid. It still applies, I'm not worried about it. Ooh, I really like these because they're kind of like muted down. This one is Regulate. Some of these names. Okay, so I just put it right there. This one is Matte AF. Ooh, that one right there, that really thin line. This one is Call Waiting, which is really, really pretty. Ooh, that shade is stunning. And then this last one is Plucked. Ooh, look at those shades, you guys. I know they're all over the place. I hate swatching. It's not my thing. And I think the one I want to use is Matte AF, which I'll use the Good and Plenty lip liner with. I really like that color. Now, Matte AF. It feels really nice and creamy on the lips. I'm gonna go ahead and do some eyeliner and mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this is the final look and I'm loving it. I haven't worn a wine colored lip in a while and I don't know why I haven't. This collection is so cute. So the Plush Like Me eyeshadow palette, I really like the shades in here. You can tone it down, you can, deepen it up. There's some really pretty shimmers in here. Check this out if you're looking for a new eyeshadow palette. I like the vibe of this, especially the packaging. But I love ColourPop eyeshadows. I liked how these blended out and turned out, like the colors are really pretty and subdued. So I appreciate that. But I think because I get that pop of color down here and then a bold lip, I I think it brings it all together. The Soul Body Body Shimmer, Body Powder, Shimmering Body Powder. This is really pretty. I love the Super Shock highlighters. I love ColourPop's like shimmery type of eyeshadows, highlighters and whatnot. So this I think is really pretty. The pinky shade, I mean, I don't usually do pinky highlighters anymore, but I really like how this turned out. And then with it being on the brow bone, I think it just drew that all together with that cranberry shade. So I appreciate that. The lip pencils, I'll get a lot of use out of them. They're colors that I gravitate towards, so I appreciate that. And now I have more wine colored lip pencils. And then there were all of the blur sticks, or Luxe Blur lipsticks. I really like them. There were a lot of great colors. I don't think there's a single color in there that I'm like, that's not really my shade. So I'm excited to play around with them and using more of these types of shades for the fall winter seasons. But that's it for this video, you guys. Let me know down below what you think. Are you picking up the collection? Do you already have something similar to it? I appreciate your feedback and comments. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications to new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.